Right, are there any advantages to traveling into different cities and sleeping in them? Okay, I've been to, I'd say probably hundreds of different cities now. I mean, I've been to so many. And what advantages have I picked out from being in different cities? Well, because I consider myself a herbalist, I like to dabble in different herbs, medicines, and just general nutrition and foods and stuff. It's been very nice to get out and look at the different vegetation that could be edible, but I'm not studying as hard as I should be because I'm only a C average student in general. So I have been missing out on certain edibles. I know it. I'm sure of it. Like marshmallow, for example. I still am not confident enough in identifying that. So the advantages in herbology are there for traveling from city to city, because I can go to a city and then bicycle around to the outskirts and get familiar with what weeds are available. Besides that, I'm seeing different social classes, different cultures, different races, just a different way on how people will create laws. There's different laws, different signs. All right. I'm not well trained enough in the governmental social control aspects yet. There's things I don't like that I see, and I wanted to think of an example quick as I was saying that, because this is all pretty impromptu, this video. Just how things are done. Like, there's just certain things that are fenced off. I really don't care for fences, but I can understand that they're put in places to keep certain people out, maybe certain animals. And it's something, there's fences in places I don't quite understand why they're there, but it probably takes some time to learn what the history was that led up to a particular fence being somewhere. There's old fences. I've seen a lot of history. I've stopped at a lot of museums. Okay, and you could type in Museum Travis Hines to see all the museums I've stopped at. And just the city is a lot of cities are like museums, like that old Air Force base next to Novato, California. Just an old rundown parts. You can just see evidence, little evidence, pieces of evidence of it around still. All right, that just kind of sit there, and you're like, what was the purpose of this? For something completely different, for a military base. All right, completely different from how the city is currently being operated, and that's how things work with a lot of cities. You see evidence of old ways of life, and it just it may not make sense. Okay. And like when I was at the Golden Gate Bridge, you could see two different time frames with the old military coastal defense, the guns pointed out to the sea. That was up and then shut down before the Golden Gate Bridge was built up. Now today we see them together. They're still, you could stand on the military base and then look at the Golden Gate Bridge all at the same time. And we're talking about two different time frames. And that's gonna be evidence of interesting activity there. You just wonder, the changes that cities have gone through, and it's been primarily European changes, because Indians left nothing, absolutely nothing. Okay, the only thing you'll learn about Indians history, activity in the North America is in the museums. That's it. All right. I mean, that when I was in Hurricane Nevada or Utah, I think it was Nevada, there was that earthquake that split open the ground, and they saw the old Indian pots in the ground. That's the only way they found evidence, was from an earthquake of these old pots that were still in perfect condition. They weren't broken. So a lot of Indian activity is buried, and it's said that you're gonna still be able to find Indian artifacts if you look in the right places. If you dig in the right places.